Hello, good evening. This read is for Taurans. It is, let's see, we are October 29th, but this read is going to be about the planetary transitions that are happening this week. We've got Mercury going retrograde in a couple of days in the sign of Scorpio. Mercury's in Scorpio. So for Taurus, that's going to be in your seventh house. And then we have Venus, your planet, stationing into the sign of Sagittarius, hitting your eighth house. We also had that full moon in Scorpio in your new moon recently in your seventh house. So these are some relationship, that's going to be some relationship new starts, new possible new starts in relationships, new relationships coming in. But with Venus in your eighth, they're going to be deep, maybe some deep relationship issues, some reoccurring issues in your relationship might come up for readdressing, issues that are repressed possibly that cause blockage in the harmonic balance of your relationships. We also have the sun in your seventh house. So, again, a relationship, the sun bringing up relationship into forefront of your life. Pluto in your ninth. We have it in Capricorn, which is going to be addressing, again, a sort of fears of belief issues, perhaps, deep-rooted fears around that block your belief system or holding on to beliefs out of a fear motive possibly that are coming up for reevaluation during this Pluto action in Capricorn. Let's see what else. So, all right, so let's take a look and see what the cards want to say about all of that going for Taurus. I like to think that my reads are for wherever Taurus is in your chart, like it can whatever house this read can cover or represent the house that Taurus covers. Okay. Is there anything else I want to say here? If you would like a private personal read, my email address is below. So feel free to email me if you would like a read. Alrighty, let's have a look at what. Oh, we did talk about Venus? Yes. I just want to make sure I talked about that. All right. Let's have a good look at what is going on for the energy of Taurus. October 29th, 30th to the 1st. I think Venus does its transit on the 1st of November. Okay. First thing I always look at are the major arcanas. With this 0 degree, the Fool card is a brand new beginning. And then we get the two last cards of the deck. So we get the first card of the deck, the last card of the deck here, or the last card of the deck is here. So this is interesting. So we get leaving. Now with that 8th house placement in your Venus, it's possible that what's coming up in this retrograde energy with this Venus transit at the same time, that there's some turbulent relationship issues that are sort of come up again, but that the Taurans are sort of getting a handle of this time, and they're kind of the Six of Swords represents leaving emotionally troubled waters. And if we're hitting the Star card in the heart section of the read, and when we have the Queen of Cups here again with the Page of Cups, this looks to me like a deep transformation for Taurans into understanding how to relate in their relationships from a place of heart, which is interesting. I'm trying to think if there's any 4th house stuff going on here. So, well, Venus going into Sagittarius would indicate honesty in relationships. Plus we have that 8th house, which is again about the truth. Scorpio is about the truth. Pluto is about revealing the truth. So it's possible the Taurans, now again, this is the mental energy leaving the heart, because if it's out of alignment, this is racing thoughts that throw Taurans out of heart energy. And it's like anxiety thoughts throw the Tauran out of their heart space, and the Taurans are waking up to that, realizing that, and that's enabling them to have a fresh new start in relationships. So this is so beautiful. It's like this whole, all these transits happening for Taurus is really about, because they are very ruled by Venus. This is really a clearing of a negative habit in relationships that cause them to respond in overheadedness, shall we say, in from too much headspace or aggressive thoughts, or because this is Mercury, remember, this is a sword. Mercury is about communication, so it's out of alignment, reactive communication, overreactiveness. And so the Taurans have been struggling with this for a while, and I think that this is initiating a brand new start for them in relationships, which is giving them a tremendous amount of hope in understanding how to relate better, enabling them to step up and be a lot more happy in relationships. This is really a beautiful transition, or shall we say transformation, which is going to, because now we're getting these fire elements, and Tauran is an earth sign. But okay, let's talk a little bit about this. So this realization now, Mercury retrograde tends to slow people down, tends to have us go introspective. So this period of introspection during this Mercury retrograde in your seventh house is helping you see how you can start shifting this overreactive mental energy into calmer heart energy, softening of that communication. So they're learning how to soften how they handle the triggering or the feelings of rejection or not being enough, or the things that trigger them into this reactive way of responding, which kind of hurts their relationships and causes emotional turmoil, and they're realizing that they're not in their heart space, and that it throws them out of alignment. And that too, now then we get the Queen of Wands, which is a more, and she's turning in alignment. So she's a passionate person. So instead of being reactive, the Taurans are now learning how to be creative and just be passionate with that energy rather than aggressive. And this is causing a new reignition, a whole new restart in handling or creating a brand new fresh start in relationships, which is why we're having all these things happening in the seventh house. We have the Mercury, the Mercury retrograde in seventh, Sun in seventh, this new moon in Scorpio that we just had in the seventh house. So we're getting this fresh new way of operating in relationships. This is it. You see, we get the attainment, which is having learned this lesson, having accomplished this, realizing this with this waking up through this introspection, taking a good look at yourself, understanding that that's what causes the pain and rejection in your relationships, by not being honest, by being reactive. So you're understanding now, you're taking a little time away from your relationships. With these cards here, you're going through this introspective, this deep understanding about what you need to change to create better harmony, better energy in your relationships. It's giving you a fresh start. You're doing things differently. You're better. You've grown. And there is a period, though, because, Mercury is going to be in retrograde for a while, and Venus, well, till the end of November, I guess. And then Venus is stationing in Sagittarius, which, by the way, is this energy, which is, so if that's happening in the eighth house for for Tauran, which is clearing up the fears, deep down fears that cause the Taurans to be reactive. preventing them from responding in their relationships to issues and triggers in a heart-centered, honest way with passion rather than with fight. And they're realizing that this is starting a brand new, better beginning in their relationships, which then makes them realize that they have issues of low self-esteem or low self-worth behind this reactive energy, which they've made. This is tremendous progress hitting this. And so this retrograde period at the same time as this Venus in Sagittarius is very much about the truth, right? Sagittarius is the truth. Sorry, I just got to check something here. Oops. Sagittarius is the truth. 228, sorry. Oh, shoot. 1 second. So what do we have? We have the truth. So we're talking, and this is communication, 8th house with Mercury in Sagittarius, which is a very honest sign. So instead of having a reactive way of operating, there is an honesty and an understanding that they hold the energy of rejection in this reaction or fear of not being enough, and that the divine, this is just such a beautiful center of the read where the the Taurans are clearing, becoming more aware of how to be much happier and how to have a more dream boat experience in relationships by being honest. And then we get the bottom of the deck, 7 of Cups, representing, shall we say, we're going to take this end of this read as material progress, things. Well, whenever we have an upgrade in our ability to relate to people, it has a global effect in our lives. We upgrade financially, but this is going to take things. But also the pentacle just means progress in the 3D, in the material. So we're progressing now to 7 of Cups, and when I don't understand 7 of Cups, why would we have that at the bottom of the deck? Ooh, I guess it's kind of progressing financially. Look at that. To a more financially progressive future, because you're able to relate better in relationships, having realized that you cause a lot, that your overreactiveness is fear-based, blocking progress in your work, because now that you're freed up, this can also impact your work relationships. It's raising your frequency, enabling you to be more confident to step forward, because you're going to have better relationships, more solid, structured relationships, enabling you to have a financial, to sort of step out into the world with more financial confidence. That's what's happening with that card there. Going forward stronger, more financially balanced, able to materialize in life better, having mastered this issue that comes up in relationships for you. All right, Taurus, this is a beautiful read. Oh, this showed up at the end of the deck. Upgrade in status, the Emperor. How should we say that? Or shall we say all around more confidence for the Taurans, because we get this King of Pentacles. This is going to create more confidence, so that they don't have so much upheaval in their relationships, and so they have more steady, stable relationships in order to progress with. Okay, Taurus, namaste. Thank you for watching.